Today I want to talk about power and how it really works in governments and groups and individuals too. The problem with power is that it's as addicting as any drug out there. It's even more addicting than heroin or cigarettes or alcohol, any of them. So when some people, not all people, just like not everybody who drinks becomes an alcoholic, not everybody who does heroin becomes a heroin addict. A lot do, but most don't. Truth is, when some people get a taste of power, they're addicted. And there's no such thing as enough. There's got to be more. And they're always grabbing for more power. And the only way they can get more power is they have to take it from somebody else. That's why you always see the struggle going on, which is perpetuated by MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, Newsmax, One America, and on and on and on. All these different places that they're perpetuating the power grab that's going on in America. Truth is, 60% of Americans are progressive. And pretty much progressives have been shut out of the picture all together, completely. They have no voice in government whatsoever. And there's a reason for this. This didn't happen by accident. Like I said, the only way for someone to get power, they have to take it from someone. And basically what has happened is Washington, D.C. has taken the power away from, they've stolen the power of the 60% of Americans who are progressive. They've taken it from them, they've stole it from them. And that's what's making them so powerful. We have no say. I'm progressive, so I'm one of the 60%. And really, when it comes right down to it, the majority of blacks in America are part of that 60%. The majority of Hispanics in America are part of that 60%. That's why, especially in southern states, they're trying to stop minorities from having any vote whatsoever. They're trying to permanently make sure that they have these people have no power, that they have taken the power away from them permanently. It's a power grab. Now, the way that the left and the right, and I'm talking about the politicians, go about trying to trick people, because you can't just walk up and take power away from them without beating them across the head with a billy club or something. Except if you can trick them into giving up their own power. And that's basically what's going on in the United States. But the way the left and the way the right politicians trick people into giving it up is two totally different things, because the outlook of the right citizens and the left citizens are two totally different. So what works against the right won't work against the left, but what works against the left won't work against the right. So that's why you have Fox to mislead the right, and you got MSNBC to mislead the left. But they're both controlled by the same people. MSNBC and Fox News are on the same team. CNN and One America are on the same team. They're all fighting to convince Americans to give up their power. The more right you get, and that's pretty much what's happened, is the Democrats have given up. They've abandoned the progressives. They've abandoned them altogether. They even look down on them. They perpetuate hate for the left because they've abandoned them. Why? Because they're moving right. Why do they want to move right? Because right is where all the people who are trying to grab power are. The left are the people that believe everybody should share power, that there shouldn't be no one person who has all the power or a group of people who has all the power. Everybody should have equal say. That's what the left is. And the Democrats, the neoliberals, are power grabbers. They're right wing. They are not. There is no left options. And that's why I say the 60% have been left out, abandoned completely. Now, the way the Democrats lie and trick and mislead so-called left is they always make promises they're going to do what's right. They're going to do the right thing to help out the working class and the poor, to help everybody share in the power. But really, in reality, they have no intentions of doing that. That's why every time you see people going, Bill Clinton promised he was going to do the right thing, and he turned around and stabbed the left in the back. Then Obama come in with great fanfare swearing he was going to help out the working class and the poor, and once he got in office, he turned around and stabbed them in the back. They make the promises that they're going to do the right thing, but once they get in, they never had no intentions of ever doing the right thing. It's just to mislead the left, to mislead, to make them think that they're going to do the right thing, but they're really not. It's to keep them docile, to keep their voices out of any say of the government. Now, Biden is doing the exact same thing. He made all these promises, he's going to do this and he's going to do that, and what happens when it comes right down to it? None of it. None of it. Every single promise he made has been broken. Every single one. Now on the right, it's a totally different story. What they do on the right is they just get these people to believe all kinds of stuff that ain't true. I know people that are really into Fox News, all that believe that communism is about to take over America. There is no communism in America. None. Zero. But these people are so convinced that communism is going to take over this country. It's unbelievable. The lies, and one thing you got to understand is that the rich, Wall Street, the military-industrial complex, and the CIA spend hundreds of millions of dollars a year on trying to learn new ways of misleading the people, to trick them into giving up their power. And they use MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, One America, Newsmax, CNBC. Those are where they use the tricks they learn to mislead and misguide the American people. It's a power grab. And we keep moving farther and farther right. The farther and farther right you go, the fewer and fewer hands that power lies in. More and more people are getting pushed aside. Until you get, the farthest right you can get is there's a dictator. That everybody's a slave to the dictator. That's as far right as you can go. You go all the way left, everybody, from the president right down to the homeless person on the street, has equal say in the government. That's left. That's real left. Not fake left, like communism. Communism, they come up with all these ideas of lefty ideas. But when it comes right down to it, they turn around and put a right-wing government on it, a dictatorship. That's as right-wing as you can get. When you have a dictator, and it doesn't matter if he's right or left, supposedly right or left, one man has all the power. Everybody else is a slave. And you could tell by the way you look at during World War II, the way Stalin acted and the way Hitler acted were exactly the same. There was no difference, even though one claimed to be an extreme left and the other claimed to be extreme right. Everything they did was identical. They slaughtered millions of their own people to grab power. They slaughtered millions of people to grab more power. And that's inside and outside their borders. I mean, when Germany and Russia had their non-aggression pact, what was the first thing they do? They attacked other countries and squashed other countries. Power grab. There's no difference if you want to call yourself left or right. If it's a dictator, it's a dictator. Dictators are as right-wing as you can get. That's all the way to the right. Stalin was right-wing extremist. Hitler was right-wing extremist. Because if Stalin was a left-wing, he'd be treating all his people as equals. Everyone. He would place nobody above him, and he would place nobody under him either. He would look out for all the people as an equal, as a father would look out for his family. That's how a left-wing leader would lead their people. So the whole thing about the way this political system is set up is to keep stealing power from we the people. Until, and I'm sure that's Donald Trump's ultimate goal, is to become the dictator of America. If he does it, you could kiss all your liberties and freedoms goodbye.